And welcome, everybody. This just into our newsroom. The DNA from the glove in the Nancy Guthrie case is still undergoing quality control issues in the sheriff's private lab in Florida. Results from the evidence sent to the Florida lab was expected to be back today. And that information, of course, is going to be turned into a profile. And they hope to get a hit in the CODIS system right after it is. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney. I mentioned that information. They were hoping to get some information tonight on that glove, but they wanted to let the public know and all the news media outlets that they are still awaiting the testing from that DNA found on that glove near Nancy Guthrie's home. Also tonight, Sheriff Chris Nano saying no member of the Guthrie family is considered a suspect in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And as the search for her enters its third week, it is still unclear what led up to her abduction. There are still no suspects, but they continue to focus on a subject seen in surveillance video from Nancy Guthrie's home. The FBI describes that possible suspect as a man between 5 feet 9 inches tall and 5 feet 10 inches with an average build. No suspects have been named in the disappearance, but law enforcement says it is waiting for that final DNA test result from the glove found about 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. And tonight we bring you team coverage once again with News 4 Tucson's Monica Garcia and our own John Macaluso. But first we turn to Monica with the latest developments as Sheriff Nano says all members of the Guthrie family have been ruled out as suspects, and also talking about that glove. Monica.
Yeah, Sean, you just broke that news. The information we were just going to provide you about what we found out in regards to that glove. So it looks like we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer to see the results of the DNA that were found on that glove just 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house where I am standing. Okay, so let me tell you why that's so important. I spoke to the sheriff as he walked me through this profile that they are trying to work up and how the FBI then uses that by putting it into their CODIS database, which we are still waiting to get. So he told me what they get back could range from a full profile, a partial profile, or possibly even a mixture, and how usable that DNA will ultimately be. Investigators collected about 16 gloves in the areas surrounding this home. 15, they say, were likely discarded, really nothing of use. But that one, the one we keep focusing on, the one that's in that private Florida lab, and now that FBI will be getting that to give us their CODIS database, the results, that one was recovered in a field near the side of the road, 2 miles again from the Guthrie house. So this is all connected to that video, that doorbell video. That one glove that investigators say appears consistent with the one seen in the doorbell video. They explained it as a situation of preliminary testing results that we've at least gotten that back, rather. Okay, so we got these testing results that do indicate it is an unknown male DNA profile. So at least we have that information to go off of. Tonight we're waiting on the results, obviously, and what it's going to reveal. And as we wait for those results, the sheriff says the other major leads remain the doorbell video, you see right there, that backpack seen on the suspect. Take a listen.
We have still more leads to follow up on. We've got, like I say, we've had between us and the FBI probably close to 50,000 leads. So there's a lot of things going on. We've identified a backpack that is exclusive to Walmart. And so now we're working with Walmart management to follow up and see if we can't get further leads on that.
Yeah, and so, Sean, unfortunately, we were hoping to get those DNA results back quicker as soon as today, but it looks like we are going to wait a little bit longer for those results. But as you just heard the sheriff say, that's not the only piece of this puzzle. I mean, there's still a lot of different leads that they're working, including cameras in this area, including, you know, still looking at that video and still trying to identify that suspect that stood at the front door right behind me. In the foothills, I'm Monica Garcia. Back to you, Sean.